I'm James Brown alongside my NFL Today crew. They would be Dan Marino, Bill Cowher, Shannon, Sharpe, and Boomer Esiason as we welcome you to the CBSSports.com post-game show. Impressive early games indeed. What impressed you the most, Dan?
Well, you know what? There's a lot of impressive things today, and including Chris Johnson from Tennessee. You know, when you think about this guy, last year he had an incredible year, and he just picked up where he left off. He was 27 rushes for 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's his 12th straight 100-yard game. So that was very impressive. The other thing is Vince Young. I know they played Oakland. Vince Young didn't throw an interception. He had a solid game.
I just got to think about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, they're playing without the Ben Roethlisberger. Dennis Dixon comes in, and, Dennis Dixon, didn't have a great game, and there's no question about that. But the Pittsburgh defense picked up, and, Troy Polamalu made his presence felt out there. James Harrison gets a big holding call in overtime that forces an Atlanta punt. And so, I mean, they're doing the things they have to do in these first 4 weeks. They're on their way. They got a tough matchup next week against that Tennessee. But I'm going to tell you, it's a football team that's going to rely on its defense, get Rashard Mendenhall running the ball. By the time Ben comes back, they're going to be in the hunt in that tough division.
What about the Houston Texans? When you talk about a team like they talked about the Indianapolis Colts, when you talk about a game, in the opening day, you get that team and that game. And to have that type of performance by Arian Foster, 33 carries, 231, 3 TDs, they said, we want to take the next step and really, really challenge Indy for this division. They showed me something today. They showed me something.
Coach, you're always thinking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, aren't you? You're always thinking about that. The other thing, too, that was impressive to me, and I know it's going to sound ridiculous, but the second half for the Cincinnati Bengals offense against New England, they were awful in the first half. Yeah. But this is a new group of guys, kind of new dynamic. You got two really powerful personalities in Terrell Owens and Chad Ochocinco, and Carson Palmer throws for 345 yards. Nobody wants to lose their first game of the year. If it's at home, I would be concerned. The fact that you're playing against New England and Tom Brady, I'm not that concerned. I still think that the Bengals are going to be an offensive force to be reckoned with as this season moves on.
With the personalities that you talk about, they're in Cincinnati. Will they take the positive out of that going forward?
I hope so. There is a lot of pressure on Marvin Lewis to handle this group of guys. You have Pac-Man Jones, you got Tank Johnson, Ochocinco, Owens, a lot of really unique personalities. If they lose and they stay on the losing bin, then I think that character issue becomes a problem. If they win and they all have numbers of production, then I think we'll be fine.
I think Carson Palmer has the toughest job because he's on the field with them all the time. And they throw me the ball until I'm open. And Gresham, all of a sudden, he played well today. He's going to want the football. Carson Palmer's going to have the job of juggling all these personalities.
Winning usually helps.
Winning usually helps. Let's not take away from New England now. They were pretty impressive. Now, Tom Brady was. Wes Walker, talked about the injury. He looked like he was as good as new.
Yes.
2 young tight ends, and Fred Taylor looks like he's rejuvenated for the running game. So New England is also a team right now. They made a pretty good statement today.
Now, one thing I will say that Phil Simms said during the game today that I didn't recognize in the preseason because you don't see it all put together, but the quickness of the New England Patriot team overall, especially defensively.
You know what? Shannon never went back to the huddle and asked for the ball, did he?
Oh, yes, he did.
A few times.
Oh, yes, he
It
did.
wouldn't be any good if he didn't.
I hear you loud and clear, Danny. All right,
Good
folks.
ones do.
Thanks for joining us on the CBSSports.com post-game show. Danny taking up for him. All right, that's right. I hear you.
Appreciate it.